Welcome everyone, I'm Csibra and today I am going to talk about an interesting topic: when is a dog considered as an adult? In general, dogs older than 1 year of age are usually referred to as adults, and the behavior and brain function of dogs who reached 1 year of age have been studied mainly up to this date. These dogs are treated as adults in research, although there is no data in the literature on exactly when the maturation processes end in the brain, and so when they can be considered as adults. In connection with becoming an adult, the maturation processes of the nervous system is often not the first thing that came into our mind, but when a dog reaches the size of an adult. However, there are also no precise data on the differences in the development rate between the different breeds. Just imagine a Great Dane and a Yorkshire Terrier, where the huge difference between the size of the two dogs are remarkable. Do the two breeds need the same amount of time to become fully mature? In the present study, we wanted to answer this question by examining the maturation processes of the brain involving different breeds of dog puppies and adolescent dogs, where their expected adult weights are also included in our analysis. We performed a sleep EEG measurement where the maturation processes of the brain can be monitored. Thus, we can find out when the sleep parameters stabilize, indicating that the dog's nervous system is fully developed. But why we are interested in sleep? Sleep EEG measurements are widely used to investigate the maturation processes of the brain in many species, including humans. Thus, the different species also become comparable with this method. But before going deeper in this topic, let's take a look at the human and the dog sleep cycle to better understand our results. In humans, wakefulness is followed by non-REM sleep, which can be divided into different stages. This non-REM phase mainly covers deep sleep and slow-wave sleep, and this sleep phase is also responsible for restful sleep. The non-REM phase is followed by the REM phase, which is characterized by rapid eye movements, and dreaming is also occur at this stage. The REM phase plays an essential role in the mental processing of daily experiences and emotionally charged informations, but this phase has an important role in learning as well. As we can see, the sleep cycle of dogs is similar to human sleep. Of course, there are also differences. Wakefulness is followed by a phase called drowsiness, which is similar to human non-REM first stage sleep. The non-REM phase is not divided into different stages in case of dogs because they cannot be markedly distinguished by the current methods. Here, the non-REM phase is also followed by the REM phase. However, unlike in humans, in dogs, the REM phase is shorter or not always present in each sleep cycle, and it is usually followed by wakefulness, while in humans, the REM sleep usually followed by non-REM sleep. Dogs wake up several times during sleep, which reflecting an evolutionary adaptation to limit the time spent in a vulnerable state. So, if your dog wakes up several times at night, it is completely normal. In general, the sleep of dogs is much more comparable to human sleep than the sleep of other model species. Let's take a closer look at how the characteristics of each sleep phase change during the development. Here we can rely mainly on human results and other phenomena described in mammals. For example, in the early life stages of mammals, the REM phase covers a significant portion of sleep, which plays a significant role in the development of the nervous system and also in learning, and this phase can expose up to 50% of sleep in human infants. With aging, there is a decrease in time spent in REM, and in human infants it doesn't change after the age of 5. During later development, non-REM sleep, especially slow-wave activity, plays a more important role, which can be attributed to deep sleep. In humans, the decrease in a slow wave activity during adolescence reflects the maturation processes in the nervous system when connections between the less used nerve cells are lost, so that the brain gets rid of the unnecessary informations, thus being able to function more efficiently. Dogs have already proven that they are good models for studying human social behavior, but they are good models in the field of sleep research as well. Their participation in sleep measurements doesn't require any pre-training, we just have to wait until they fall asleep. Unlike many other animal models, their sleep can be measured with non-invasive methods. In case of dogs, the test is a completely painless, non-invasive EEG measurement. We apply the electrodes to the appropriate points on the dog's skin with a special paste to monitor sleep. This can be easily washed off with water at the end of the test, but the dog can shake them off if it doesn't want to sleep, so we should be very patient during the application. During the sleep EEG measurement, the owner is present through the measurement. If the electrodes have been placed, the measurement is started, the experimenter leaves the room, and the dogs usually fall asleep. We included 60 dogs in our study, ranging from very young 2-month-old puppies to 14-month-old dogs. The 2-month-old puppies were measured at the breeder's place, and the other dogs were invited to our sleep lab. As already mentioned, there may be differences in the rate of development between breeds, so the weight was included in our analysis, using the standard adult weight for different dog breeds. In the case of mongrels, if the dog was 40 months old, that weight was included in the analysis. Summarizing our results, we calculated the relative time spent in REM, which was obtained by dividing the time spent in REM by the time of the sleep, so the figure shows the percentage of sleep spent in the REM phase at different ages. Dots represents the subjects in this figure. We can see that between 2 and 6 months of age, the time spent in REM decreased and then it stabilized from 6 months of age. Interestingly, there is a large variance in time spent in REM between 2 and 3 months, with some individuals spending an extremely long time in the REM phase, up to half of their sleep. We don't know the exact reason for this. These dogs were from different breeds and they were very diverse in terms of their weight. However, it is interesting to see that REM sleep is most significant or most pronounced at a young age when the puppy encounters most of the new things in his life and learns the most intensively about his environment. We may see that this is also reflected at a neural level, as REM sleep is responsible for learning and processing information. In case of slow wave activity, we found that the rate of slow wave activity didn't change from 2 months to 8 months, but there was a decrease from 8 months of age. Here we found an age and weight interaction, that is, from the age of 8 months, less slow wave activity was observed in larger breed dogs than in smaller breed dogs. And we also examined whether this interaction may be due to the fact that there were some large breed dogs in the sample which were not evenly distributed regarding their age. So we repeated the analysis by removing these 4 individuals, but after the interaction was only remained as a trend. So it seems that larger dogs are maturing earlier, but since the results here is only a trend, we don't know for sure. The phenomenon will definitely need further investigation in the future. Compared to the human results, we can also see that the slow wave activity decreases in dogs with the development. In case of humans, it occurs during adolescence, while in dogs it occurs at the age of 8 months. Summarizing the results, sleep EEG measurements can be used to monitor the maturation processes of dog's brain, but the effects of weight should be examined further in the future, with including older dogs in the future studies. Depending on the sleep parameter we examine, a different stabilization can be seen, so the question arises when dogs can be considered as adults. This research may arise more questions than it answers. So based on our data, we can't define an exact age when a dog can be considered mature or adult. The time spent in REM phase doesn't seem to change from the age of 6 months, so this is an important step in development. It may be just the end of the intensive early developmental stage when the dog is gaining a lot of new experience from its environment. We found that weight and size plays an important role in how dogs develop, but you may have also experienced this, but we were the first to monitor this phenomenon at a neural level. For example, we have seen that more slow wave activity in small breeds than in large ones. So small breeds may mature later, but we don't know this for sure because large dogs are not evenly distributed in our sample regarding their age. In the present study, we only examined the different sleep parameters until the age of 14 months. In future studies, this age limit can be extended and the sample should be balanced for weight and size as well. However, we also examined other sleep parameters. Many of those don't stabilize even at the age of 14 months, while other parameters, as we can see, stabilize at 6 months of age or at 8 months of age. It's quite likely that 12 months of age is not a specific age when dogs can be considered as adults, especially if differences are taken into account in terms of their weight. Thus, we can definitely say that at the age of 12 months, the process of maturation of the brain is not yet complete. So if you have a dog which is 1.5 years old and is still a naughty dog, just don't give up, there is hope. I would like to thank to my colleagues who have been involved in this research, and especially Vivian Reicher, who is the first author of this study. And I would like to thank for your attention.